Hello.
Hi.
Nice to see you. It's been a little while.
Yes, it is. Here we are.
Here we are. Well, thank you for doing the show. Thank you for coming on Can't Be Censored. I want to ask you to start, if you remember, because we've known each other for a while.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the first time we met?
CP24.
No? Way before that. Come on. Way before that. Well, I mean...
Do you know how many people the mayor meets?
Yes, this is true.
CBC.
No, well,
CBC recent, and then it was global, and then before that was I should not get your entire.
It was actually when I was working on Entertainment Tonight Canada. This is almost like 20 years ago. And I came to your house, and we were doing a profile on you and Jack. And Jack took me all over the house. He was very excited to show me you had stuff on the roof to collect the water. And then you guys did like this little scene on the tandem bike where you rode around. But do you remember kind of that time, what it was like? Because there's a lot of famous pictures of both of you on that bike. And, you know, he was a special guy.
I still have that bike.
You do?
Yes, it's still in the bike shed. It's exactly the same place. Except I can't ride it by myself. So it's been sitting there gathering dust. So anytime that you want to borrow it, you can. We took that bike and make a cast of it. So the bike you see at the island, the Jack Layton ferry dock, that is exactly the same bike that I have. And then we put a sculpture of Jack Layton at the back, and the concept is Jack has your back, and tons of people have been on that bike in the front with Jack at the back, and the words around it, stronger together, which is what we believe in. Stronger together. When we come together, we are stronger.
Are you still in the same house?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly the same house 20 plus years ago, and solar panels, the same thing. With geothermal, so cool and heating. It might not be the same cat. It's a different cat. And now that's just cute.
And probably filled with lots of children, grandchildren.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's a busy place, except I'm not in it that much.
Yes.
Because other than sleeping in it, I'm usually not home.
I don't think anyone has a busier schedule in public life than the mayor of Toronto.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty...
You're probably never home.
I sometimes have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the car. Because in the evening, you see me at these gala dinners. I don't stay for dinner. People say, oh, this beautiful dinner, you've gone to all these places. And I actually go in, say hello to folks, say something. Sometimes it's a fundraiser, urge people to donate for a good cause. And then I leave, and then I go to another dinner fundraiser or another event. And during weekdays, I'm usually at meetings. So I just had my lunch in the car while I got here. I'm on the go a lot, and I spend an hour in the gym every day.
An hour in the gym?
Oh.
Yep. At 6:45, I am in the gym to 7:45, and I start my work at 8. So...
You gotta keep healthy.
Are you going to ask her the same question you asked Pierre Polyev?
Which is what?
How much?
How much can you bench? Yeah, how much can you bench?
We got to be fair.
Well,
let me tell you my routine. I do a run, and I do leg press, 45, 90, 100 plus in terms of the legs. Need strong quads. I do my lat pull down, my tricep, bicep, and all of the stuff. And then on weekends, I am out kayaking sometimes late at night.
Okay, so we want to ask you because, obviously you are very busy when it comes to your professional life. I saw an interview, we were prepping to do this interview today, and I was looking at an interview that our buddy Brandon Gonez did with you when he asked you about dating, and you said that there was
not enough time.
So is that still happening? You told him that you were...
It's not enough time. I do have friends that go with me to kayaking, occasional dinners, And it's tough because there's really no time left for many friends.
But this is kind of the life you have lived for a long time. I mean, there was a little bit of break there in public service, but this has been the pace for you for a very long time. And I wonder, how do you balance the professional with the personal, and also like everybody knows you in this city. So like, how do you get privacy when you want that? Or is that something that you just kind of have to give away?
It's hard because if I go into a restaurant, there's selfies and people come and say hello. I go to the local dive, people that they're busy eating by themselves. And there's one near where I live, the people just, they're just busy with their lives, right? And I often go, like last night, for example, because it's a beautiful sunset last night. So I went into the water, not into the water, on the water, kayaking, and a beautiful 2 hours. I'm happiest on the water.
On the water.
Kayaking, yeah.
Nice.
It lifts me up, gives me peace, and there's no one around. Not even jet skiers are around right now.
Well, it's kind of cold right now. Yeah.
We want to move into your career now a bit. You've kind of worked your way up, trustee, city councilor, MP, and you finally you took a break, as Travis mentioned, but you landed at this top job, mayor of Toronto. What was that moment like, and is it everything you sort of thought it would be?
Well, through the years, I've wanted to accomplish things that matter to people's lives. So, for example, in 91, my late husband and I on Christmas Eve thought about those that don't have enough food. So we crafted a children food program. I was a school trustee then, and he was the chair of the Toronto Board of Health. So we came together to create a food programs in school. And we started it then. And there's a letter that is sent out on Christmas Eve. I know we're a bit crazy. And feeding kids. So I started doing that when I was a school trustee and then a counselor. We were able to get it up to a certain level. When we became member of parliament, we tried to get a national school food program, and that didn't land. And then becoming a mayor, I can finally, this year, putting in the money that is needed so that every kid in the entire city of Toronto will have a meal in school. Now that took almost 4 decades. Some things takes time.
Yeah.
So, but to be a mayor means that I could get things done, which is amazing.
Well, in order to get things done, you've got to work with the feds, and you also have to work with the province. I wonder, and you have known Doug Ford for a very long time. I wonder what that relationship has been like since you have been the mayor with the Premier of Ontario.
Well, I know I needed the financial means to build housing, fix the TDC. So, it's really Rob Ford and Jack Layton, because they sat beside each other. They talked about football all the time. They became friends. Okay, not that they have same ideology; right. They're totally different, but they respected each other's. And when Jack Layton passed away, Rob said, "What do you need?" I said, "Well, a ferry terminal with that, because Jack loved to be on the water. Also, is a competitive swimmer." I said, somewhere near the water would be great. And we were able to do that. And I was very grateful. So when Doug said, "Okay, let us do something to honor Rob," I said, "Absolutely." So that was great. You're connecting with a human level, because losing a loved one is really tough. Now, putting all that aside, right? So connecting on a human level is great, but we have the same interest, making the city work for all of us, right? He might have a different way to get there, but he wants to make sure that TDC don't fall apart. So we were able to say, all right, we need funding for TDC. The traffic, the track works need to be updated. TDC was starved for like 10 years. And when I was coming in 2023, they just jacked up the fare of TDC, public transit, and then cut the service. So it was in a downward spiral. So I said to Premier Ford, look, I need funding. You need to take this Garner and the Don Valley Parkway, 2 big highways, regional highways. No one could argue that this is a city responsibility. Take it back, free up the money so that I can invest in public transit. And that's what happened. It's called the New Deal. And we freed up $2 billion. So TDC is now fixing, it got a huge increase. You see that there's no fare increase. People are coming back to the TDC, and the subways are going faster now, like 1 minute less, 2 minutes and 20 seconds, which means it's coming faster. You don't have to wait as long.
I'm going to ask you, we're going to talk about transit in a little bit, but since you brought up TTC, one of the viewer questions that we have for you is about the fare reduction that was promised, right? Some folks are, strapped for cash right now. A lot of folks are. And so they were hoping that they would see a fare reduction. Prices are frozen.
No fare increase, yes.
So
I don't have enough money yet.
Yeah.
I would like to cap the fares so that, which is what New York does. Once you pay a certain dollar amount, all the money, other trips are going to be free. I don't have enough cash to do that. I need to fix the bus services. I need the service to be more reliable first, right? More reliable, come faster and safer, right? Because people say, I'm a bit worried. The number of incidents have gone down, and we are putting in community crisis workers in there. So that if you see someone that are having a mental health breakdown or homeless, they're using it as shelter, give us a call. And there's an app, Save TTC app. We will bring workers, social workers, trained workers to come and get the people off. So it makes it safer. It's important.
We'll talk about. I guess we'll talk about it a little bit now, though, because I understand that yes, the mental health workers on the TTC are needed, but there are a lot of people in the city who don't feel safe riding the TTC. I mean, I take the streetcar down the street here, in my neighborhood. I won't say exactly what part of town we're in, but I see it. Right? I went on a streetcar the other day, and like the entire back car was people sleeping, right? And also,
did you report it?
No, but
report it. Save TDC app.
Yeah, but if somebody's pulling out a knife, it's not going to be like
no. I know. You can move away, but report it. In the reporting, it asks you on the Safe TTC app, literally, it asks you to report which streetcar, what is the number.
Are you finding that the response is immediate? Like it's
coming. It's coming. We hired 750 more police officers. And we have a 5-year staffing plan, which hires 350 cops per year over 5 years. That's like 500. Think about how many officers are coming in. And, when I first started, the response time when you call 911, not that you ever need to. If you do call 911, it was like a minute plus coming. Too long. We dropped that by 69%. It's now 23 seconds. How? We invested in hiring more 911 operator, so you're not put on hold. We hired more firefighters, paramedics, police officers, and those crisis workers. And the TDC app works. You can report a problem, and you can report what type of problem you have. And then you report location, what line, what is the streetcar number, even Wheel-Trans. Streetcar provide vehicle number and what time. They will come ahead of it and show up there in order to get the people off.
I guess what I'm saying is, though, like that is all great, but I mean, if you've got somebody who is in crisis, who could perhaps be violent on a streetcar or on the subway,
then we'll bring the police in. If it's violent, we don't put crisis workers there.
Like you're not gonna have time to go on a nap, right? To
Yes, but we've seen violence incidents have gone down. The violence incidents across Toronto have gone down. Homicide have gone down. Carjacking went down by 33%. Homicide went down by 50+%. The crime rate have dropped. Now, one shooting is one shooting too many, and some of them are involving younger kids. So that's more dramatic. It's more scary. But the actual number of kids picking up American illegal guns, by the way, which we need to stop them from coming over to our street, flooding our street. The number of youth gun violence have gone down dramatically. So it's working, but it's just so sensational. It's scary.
Mm-hmm. I guess let's just pull back a moment, because like the problems facing Toronto are problems facing all big cities around North America. So issues with transit. On the flip side, people jokes about how you can't get anywhere in the city because the traffic is so bad. Like, do you think is this just a symptom of growth that we have to get adjusted to, or are there real solutions to try to address it, or do we just have to become accustomed to sort of, this is what it takes to have like a big city, and we have to accept some delays and, some dings on our infrastructure from time to time?
Well, London, England, when the Elizabeth line is being constructed, people go, oh my God. Right now, Ontario line, the subway lines are being constructed. People are, oh my God, right?
in my neighborhood again.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Like, why is the street closed? Because they are putting a subway down there, right? Eventually it will work better because we haven't built subway for so long.
Short-term pain.
Short-term pain.
Long
like
computing.
now that in London, with the Elizabeth line open, oh my God, it's like so much better, right?
So I guess this is probably a challenge for you, right? Because the perception kind of becomes reality. And while you're saying, okay, yes, we're making progress when it comes to crime. Yes, we're putting in subway, right? You still have to deal with the challenge that people are frustrated and they don't see that immediate change. Mm-hmm. So how do you deal with that?
Of all the issues, the hardest is building affordable housing.
Right.
Because
but that's also long term, right?
Well, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Building homes that people can afford. We have shovel in the ground every week, but it takes a year and a half or so to get it built. So in the meantime, yes, you see cranes. In fact, because we have an economic downturn of all the buildings that is happening, the private sector is only doing 35%.
Yeah.
65% of them are supported by government in order to build. Now, it's the private sector is building it. It's private housing. But we're saying we need maybe 2 or 3 out of 10 homes that are being built that people can afford. So we're building affordable housing that way, mixed income housing, which is the best kind. And in this year and next year, 25,000 units of housing are being built. Many of them affordable, but you can't see it. You can't see it right now.
That's it, right?
You see us shuffle, you see digging, you see building, but it's not finished. So in the meantime, we are begging provincial and the federal government to work with us for rent supplement. Because sometimes people just need maybe a few $100. So if they get evicted and end up in our shelter, it's going to be so much more expensive. So let's tie them over, give them half a year. And by the time they can't figure things out, too bad, too sad, right? So we want a rent supplement program during tough times. And we're in tough times because of President Trump's tariff.
Right.
Let's help each other out.
So what do you say? Because I'm sure people will come up to you on the street, as you talk about, like all the time. Like you are a very visible person, and you're out there all the time. People come up to you and they probably say you're doing a great job. But I'm sure that you get some people coming up to you saying, "Listen, I can't afford my rent right now. I don't feel safe on the TTC. There's like a homeless encampment down the street when I walk downtown. There are all these issues with the city." So what do you say to somebody like that who is frustrated who can't see that change that you're talking about tangibly in front of them.
I get it.
Yeah.
I feel the frustration also. I am even more impatient than that person. And then after the conversation, when they're really frustrated, I'll ask specifically, sir, what is one thing that we can work on together? And then drill down on it. Is it that the hot water is not working because the landlord is not fixing it? Because half of our folks in the city rent. Well, if the landlord is not fixing your hot water, we have rent-safe officer to come on your behalf to negotiate with the landlord so your hot water comes back. So we are rather than just debating whether things are better or not better, let us fix what's in front of you and make your life better. Often when you get there after the renting, they go, okay, all right.
After the temperature kind of comes down.
Yeah, you need to listen. You need to be empathetic because it's true. Life is hard. I get it. I came from a family where my mom was a maid. Life was hard. She works in a hotel. And there's discrimination because she's tiny and short and, not very big. So life is hard. And I get it, So tell me how we can make it better.
Yeah. Just picking up on Travis's point of these long-term issues that need time to solve. You came into office on a special election, so you don't even have the full term to do what you want to do, right? So do you think you have enough time to do the things you want to do before the next election?
Wow. Enough time that I got the City of Toronto credit rating. What's that? From AA to AA+. First time it's gone up in 23 years.
Because of what?
Because of fiscal management. Now, people say, you're a lefty. How come you're progressive? Well, I mean fiscal management. But I grew up with my mom saying every dollar matters, okay? We don't have extra money. So for me, it's every dollar matters. Mm-hmm. So because of good fiscal prudence, right, worked, yeah, our credit rating went up, which means that we save millions of dollars with our...
I'll just push back a little bit. Yes, good fiscal management, but also infusions from federal, provincial government.
Of course.
More revenue coming in from tax hikes, right? So there's all that stuff too.
Of course. I came in with a $1.8 billion budget deficit. Like, that's huge. I thought, whoa, this is a big hole that I'm looking at. So how am I going to save money? I could save money, but I also need extra dollars. So I asked people that have a lot of money that can buy a $10 million home to pay more on the land transfer tax. That only hits the 2% of everybody buying homes. 2%. Doesn't touch anybody else. It's the top 2% that had to pay more. So so is the vacancy home piece. If in the middle of a housing crisis, you're leaving your apartment building or unit empty, you're going to pay more. So I go after people that can afford it. They don't even blink. The sales actually went up during these times because people can afford it. So I got more money that way. Not the only way, but I looked around, and as a result, our credit rating went up first time. That is just, it makes life so much easier. It's the international credit rating company.
So borrowing gets easier.
Absolutely, saying that we have confidence in the city government because we are fiscally responsible.
Yeah. You're going to run again, right?
I don't know. Wait, what's
not election? You are going to run again.
I don't know. I'm too busy right now to think that. No, it's not even 2026 yet, Trevor.
Is there a situation?
What do you think you'll be doing in a year from now?
I don't know.
Well, there you go. I don't know.
But is there a situation where you wouldn't run? I mean, listen, we're talking about all these things, and we're having a debate about them. We're talking about people coming up to you being either happy or very upset with where the city is. It's got to be draining.
No,
right? So
I love my work.
Sure, but is there not a part of you that's like, I
I'm
want more.
tired.
I
I'm
actually-
tired just hearing about it.
Yeah.
I'm tired hearing you talk about all the work you do. I
I
want to take it
I've
back.
been in public life for a long time,
Yeah, but
and listening is a big part of it.
Yeah.
And whether I will run again, I do. Right now, I'm so busy putting the budget together, getting housing built with this new Liberal government. That with that $13 billion in building housing, I'm putting a big package together to say
Okay, that
we want to build now.
yeah,
that was
Right?
just a throwaway question. We just assumed you were going to say yes. I'm running again.
yeah. We
Throwaway question was.
But I was
we thought that.
But
yeah,
you can't
done
answer me
deal.
what you'll be doing in the next 6 months. Maybe your podcast will like Can't Be Censored will go off the roof and you'll land in what?
That is the hope. But okay, well, that's interesting. I mean, so there's a possibility then, is what you're saying, that you might
Is
not.
there another job? Like, is it the federal NDP? Are you considering that? Is there something else on the
Wait.
horizon? Like, I'm
You know,
surprised.
all through my political life,
Yeah.
it's what can I do? What can I get done? Are there more that I want to do? Then I make a decision. So if
What-
you
so
look
when you-
at
what's the
so
timeline?
you know, but if you look at when I was a counselor,
Yes.
I thought, okay, I want to make sure we build more housing. And where is there more money? Like Jack Layton even went and wrote a book about homelessness, okay? And I thought, okay, who got the most money? The federal government. I thought, okay, I'll run as a member of parliament and see if we can get more dollars. And then we got there and we thought, you have to have real control. You need to get into cabinet in order to do that. Well, we tried, didn't quite make it. So I thought, okay, let me take a break and do some teaching. So and if you ask me in 2022 or early part of 2023,
Yeah.
are you going to be running to be the mayor of Toronto? I look at you and say, pardon? What are you talking about?
2022. The election is a year. We're not.
Is
that
a year
far.
or
We're not that far.
Okay, so what's the timeline? When are you going to actually make the decision?
I don't know. I think in like spring, May, June is the nomination not even open yet.
let
What
me
are
ask-
we talking
Let
about?
me ask you.
But
this
think
then.
about this. Think about
Right.
it. In between this time, what do we need to do? I want to make sure all the kids are fed in school, right? The library's opening all hours. It's great. There are more people. Did you know that 8 out of 10 Torontonians use the library?
I love the library.
I know. It's now open every Sunday.
It is.
Yeah. Well, why? Because you're mayor, right? I love libraries.
Okay, so check and check.
I have a list that I'm checking off. Okay. And I have other lists that I really want to do. Can I get it done? Let me try. And if I can't get it done, well, then I probably need another term. If I can check off libraries in good shape, and can I get all the housing built? I don't know yet. It
You
depends.
said this year or next year, so maybe.
Say that again.
You were saying affordable housing. It's on track for this year and next.
Well, yeah, but I'm putting we were able to get the approval of the city.
Yeah.
Like if you tomorrow come in and apply for a zoning change, it's 80% faster. We went from North American being the slowest to bang, it's done, right? I'm impatient. I'm getting too old, I know as young as you too. So 80% faster. So I got that, but right now, not enough home builders out there building. So we're going to put all the packages together to say, let's to the federal and provincial join with us, because we cut the taxes, we cut the development charges, 100% no development charges, lower the property tax by 15%.
This sounds like someone who's going to run again. This is what I've done.
But then we're able to do 8,000. And then we had to stop. I don't have more than $350 million.
Yeah.
So if I can get more from other levels of government, then I could build more. No, just building 8,000 units of rental housing is nowhere near enough. We need to three times as that.
Let me ask you something that Karman mentioned there in kind of passing. which you're not going to answer this question, but
But you ask it anyway. I'll take
But
a sip
anyway,
of water now.
the Ontario NDP, or sorry, not the Ontario NDP, the federal NDP, they need a new leader. There is nobody, that's thrown their hat in the, or that's thrown their name in the hat yet from Ontario, which is the largest province in the country. You know, you've got Avi Lewis, who a lot of people are looking at. Is that something that you would consider?
Good God, no.
Really?
I love my job.
You
right
wouldn't
now.
want, you wouldn't want to be the head of the federal NDP?
Been there, done that. Jack Layton did it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it
You didn't
live
do
long
it though,
enough.
but
Well, we're a political couple. We
Okay.
did a lot of work together.
Mhm.
I helped write some of the platform,
Yeah.
fixing people's teeth, getting food there,
Yeah.
having universal childcare, right? Making sure that people can afford the drugs they need, medication, not drugs, medication. You know what I mean? Those are some of the key things. And building affordable housing. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
But finally, though, all levels of government are saying that we need to build housing. Back in the days, when we were talking about building housing, they go, well, not government's responsibility. People no longer say that, which is a good step forward. Because I have been around long enough that we were building cooperatives in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We know it worked, so we're now back doing it.
You came here when you were 13 years old. Do you think Toronto is in a better spot now than it was then?
I'm not sure. I think we are more supportive of each other because of the diverse nature of our city. We are more inclusive now, no doubt.
Yeah.
But financially, my mom being a maid and my dad had a mental breakdown, we were never able to work. So with one income, we were able to have a 2-bedroom apartment in St. Jamestown. And is it life is rosy? No. Is it a bit tough? Yeah.
Yeah.
But we never had to go to food bank. I never had to worry about not having enough food to eat. It was enough with one salary to make ends meet. Right now, God help you if you only have one salary. Yeah. You probably have to have double shifts. And I've always worked when I was a teenager, in order to bring extra money in. But now there are people that the food bank just came out of a report.
Yeah.
A lot of their people have worked not just one job, several jobs, and still not making ends meet.
Yeah.
That's because for 3 decades we did not build housing. And it's a huge tragedy. So there's a lot of catching up to do. And the rent and the cost of living is so high. We need to fix it.
So, and, as I said, a lot of people are feeling that right now. We're going to talk about some issues related to all this because we have a few viewer questions, but I'm sure you love polls. We have a poll, and these numbers might be stale by the time we air this, but I mean, it gives you a general sentiment. So this is from One Persuasion, came out today. It was in one of the papers today. 70% of residents say the city is on the wrong track. And Jeffrey Crocker, who's the chair of ABC, says it's not just a political sign, it's a cry for change of leadership. So
there's 2 other polls that contradicted that.
Right. But there's a certain proportion of Torontonians who aren't feeling like change is happening fast enough. So whether it's 70% or it's 50%, there's a lot of people that feel that way. So when you have numbers like that, when you do have all of these big issues that you are trying to tackle, I guess what's the stance in terms of messaging for you if you do want to run again for another term? How do you tell people we are on the right track?
I totally get it.
Yeah.
As I said, time is tough. But this is time for optimism. This is the time that we need to remain hopeful. Because if we are not optimistic, then we always pack it up and go home and not bother, okay? And the city of Toronto have been tracking every year. There's a big poll bias poll. We poll 1,400 people in different languages, not just English. And what we found this year in September was that there's a great increase, 12% increase of people saying the city is providing the services that they need. The confidence of the city providing the service have gone up by 12%. Okay? That's a great news. Now, is it going to the right track? I don't control income tax. I don't control how much money people are earning, how high is the rent. There are a lot of things that is out of, I'm the lowest level of government. I don't control that. Of course, people that are feeling the pressure are saying that things are going the wrong track. But if you look at, is the confidence that the city is helping them out, that are delivering service they need? And during economic downturn time, I get it. People are feeling so much stress. But hang together, feel optimistic, we'll swing back. Because that's usually what happens. Times are tough and then times are good. And then it just swings back.
Where are we on the pendulum right now then?
We are...
Are we in the middle, or are we?
President Trump going after us?
Yeah.
You know, we came out of COVID. Inflation was high. Interest rate was high. Renewing the mortgage is high. And the rent is high. Everything goes up. Grocery prices high. By God, there's nothing left by third week of the month, right? So it's tough.
Yeah.
It's swinging back a bit, I think. Next year, hopefully, or a year, it's going to come back. It'll get better because things are tough. And if we could get this President Trump tariff done, it would be so much better.
Something else polls love to test is if you were in a head-to-head against someone else, how would you do? So some of these polls we've seen are like, if you were up against John Tory again, who would win? What do you make of if John Tory were to run again?
And some of the polls have said that you would win if you were head-to-head with John Tory.
I'll leave the polling for you folks.
Okay. What do you think about
what do you make of John Tory?
I just focused on if there's a snow. Let's clear the snow. I'm focusing on fixing the city services, delivering results for folks, making life a bit more affordable and safer, as you said. And this whole notion of caring for each other, it is so important because if we have a city where citizens feel that there is a support, then even when times are tough, they know they can get through it, right?
We've got a couple of viewer questions. We got them bounced around in terms of the issues. We had sections, housing and affordability, transit and infrastructure, but we've been talking kind of about all of them because they do intersect. Mm-hmm. So this question is from one of our viewers, Terry Kane. And he said, overlapping crises of homelessness, substance abuse, and mental illness are causing chaos on our streets and on the transit system. What are you doing to address it? Because he feels like very little has changed. And I think he brings up a good point in terms of substance use and homelessness, particularly when you live in the downtown core like I do. You see this. You see this every day, right?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. We housed 10,000 homeless people in our shelter. And some of them have substance problem. Others have mental health issues. So we're building a lot of supportive housing, which is not just about shelter. It's also about drug treatment, mental health. Let me tell you a story of Jason. I just met Jason a few days ago. Jason had been out in the street for 6 years. He has been in and out. He's been homeless for 6 years. He'd been in and out of jail. And he's heavily addicted. His parents just disowned him. And he basically, he attempted suicide because he's in complete despair. He said, there's no point for me to live like this. In the middle of that crisis, a housing worker said, look, I can help find you a place. Try again. Because he tried to get drug treatment program.
Mhm.
He goes to detox, get treatment, fail. He said, try again. I'll connect you with your mom. He said, oh my God, because he want that relationship back. And in the middle of crisis, in the depth of his despair, there's someone that reached out and said, I care about you. I respect you. You have the dignity. I want you to try again. I believe in you. And he did. He tried again. And he landed in a place called Dhanraj in Parkdale. Oh my God, that changed his life. I met him a year later since he moved into Dhanraj, completely sober, clean. He got into gardening and he grew so many things, including he harvested 100 cucumbers. He's giving it away. In Dhanraj, he's the anchor. He cooks for people. He gives food to people. He helped other people to say, don't give up. Try again. If you don't get in first time in terms of treatment, try again. And he's making such a difference in people's lives. It's just, we don't throw these people away. Believe in them, and they will be, and put a shelter that, and the city and the province save so much money because this person is not in and out of hospital, in and out of jail. He's now contributing, and we know what we need to do. Give the person shelter, respect, and help them find community, give them a purpose again, and they will then, they quit their drugs and put their lives around. Will everyone be like that? No.
No,
But
not
a lot
everyone's
of
going to be a Jason, right?
Exactly. But there are lots of Jason out there. We need to celebrate it.
Yeah.
We need to say, we believe in you. Let's just keep trying. Let's do it. And
But
it can happen. But building these affordable, supportive housing costs money.
But in the interim, though, you walk by, say, Allen Gardens or
It's no longer, Ellen's Garden.
Allen's Gardens gone.
The
Okay, well,
shelter,
okay.
the
I haven't been there in a while. But I mean, you walk in certain parts of the downtown core, and it is very visible, right? I mean, there's a safe injection site in my neighborhood, which is close to the studio. So I see it on a daily basis. And some people are asking the question whether or not this harm reduction approach is actually working. What's your response to them?
Well, it's a part of a comprehensive approach.
Uh-huh.
Going back to a person like Jason.
Sure.
It's not just whether he can get drugs.
Yeah.
Safe supply. No, it's not that. Okay? That's one small piece. Can he, when he's ready, access drug treatment program? Can he get a meal? Can he get a shower? Can he get a roof over his head?
Mm.
Can he get a support worker to help him reestablish relationship with his mom? Jason now talks to his mom every day, right? They've repaired their relationship. It's so beautiful to see. So it's a comprehensive support. It's not just one thing. Perhaps in the past, they just focus on one thing. Just focusing on one thing won't work. You need the entire piece, because when a person becomes homeless, they spiral down.
Yeah.
They lose hope. Then they get addicted. Then it goes even further. For women, they start selling themselves. If not all, but some, their life expectancy is like 35, 40. It's half of the life expectancy of folks that are housed for women. Okay?
I think most people have empathy, though, for all of the issues that folks that are struggling with mental health issues and addiction issues are facing. Those are real issues, right? But the flip side of that is you still want to be able to get around safely in the city. You
Absolutely.
still don't want to, have to walk past areas that are difficult, especially if you got kids, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally get it. Yeah. My 4 grandkids live downtown. I used to live at Jarvis and Dundas. I know. So here's my plea to the provincial and the federal government. Please have more mental health support services. Right now, the wait list is long. Drug treatment program, especially residential drug treatment program, community-based drug treatment program, is long wait list. I believe in it so much. Those crisis workers, those social workers I'm talking about, we hired 200 of them. It's funded by the city. We shouldn't be funding mental health workers. But if we don't fund mental health workers, it'll be so much worse. At least we are getting people some kind of help. But in terms of long-term help, that's really provincial, federal responsibility. A little city of Toronto should not be doing it, but there's a crying need for it. Yeah, but why am I paying the bills, right? And there's a crying need, so we have to do something, but we can't. Anyway, please, to the provincial federal government, invest in supportive housing, in mental health, drug treatment program. All of that will bring along so much stability and safety on the street. Because I speak to judges. They and police officer. You arrest them. They go in. What do? They put them in jail. That's expensive, but some of them are not necessarily violent. Some are, like in terms of Jason, but once you turn their lights around, they go back out, then they reoffend if they're still.
Yeah, well, Pierre Polyev talked about this when we were talking to him about
revolving door.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Yeah, I know, but we know the solution. We just have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we have time for one more viewer question, then we have to move on to our rapid fire. This viewer question is from O.P. Dullahan, and they ask, why focus on cosmetic projects like renaming squares and issues with washrooms when the city faces deeper crisis? So I guess it's a question about priorities.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of blowback over the Dundas Square. Right?
I don't focus on it. Dundas Square renaming started before I arrived here.
Yeah, but
that was like, 2021?
What do you think about that, though? Do you think that
didn't cost the taxpayers, it didn't cost taxpayer $1. It was the Young Dundas Square,
right?
BIA that paid for it. And now it's called Sankofa Square.
Yeah.
And I didn't focus much on it. It was in December of 2023, I came in. There was already a big thing about it. They were going to rename the entire street.
I know.
Remember?
Yes.
I thought, are you kidding? I don't think so. So I thought, okay, fast decision, got it done. It's done. Have I talked about this?
No, you haven't. I mean,
someone is obsessed with it, obviously.
Somebody's obsessed with it. Let me ask you about this as well, because I saw, a lot of people were weighing in on this. You have fun. You go to events. You go to events. You dance. You have fun.
Yes.
And I texted you the other day, actually.
That's right.
I was like, your social media is pretty lit right now.
Yeah.
Listen, so I think a lot of people enjoy that, but other people are like, why is she focused on going to all these community events and dancing when there are all these other issues? So how do you kind of balance that? Like, yes, you have to be the serious mayor and you have to be talking about all of these issues that we're talking about, but then also you got a viral moment because you're dancing.
Well, I spoke for an hour about, quote, serious issues, about housing, affordability, public transit, credit rating, how more serious I can talk about bonds and how they're flying out the door. And because international market believes in the city of Toronto, I can drill down on what is our deficit, 1.8 billion. I can talk to you about $18 billion operating dollars, how much we spend, and the $60 billion capital project. I can talk serious stuff in terms of fiscal responsibility. But this city is so diverse. They want their mayor to be with them when there is a Caribbean festival.
Sure.
Right? They want...
I like my roti.
Oh, yeah. Winding down the street. I've been doing it for 4 decades.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not yesterday that I started playing maths in Caravan.
Right.
I played maths for like decades.
I've seen the pictures, yeah.
Yeah. So Pride. I've been going to Pride Parade for 3 decades. Right? So... Taste of India, the Diwali Festival. It's about light over darkness and goodness overcoming evil. Man, that's a pretty good message that I would like to celebrate with those folks that celebrate Diwali.
So do you think it's kind of reductive when folks are having this conversation online, on social media, that like, oh, look, there's the mayor dancing again? That yes, you are talking about all of these serious issues, but it gets overshadowed by this? Do you think that's reductive?
If they want to depress themselves, go be my guest.
Well, this is the other thing.
That's not who I am.
Because I see on.
It's called joy. It's called happiness. It's called celebration.
But some of the stuff is pretty. It can get pretty offensive on social media. Does that ever bother you?
No.
Do you look at that stuff?
No.
You don't look?
No. What bothers me is when a person gets evicted and they've lived there. I met a senior yesterday. She lived in this building for a long time. She now has this big cart. Oh my God, because the rent gone up. That bothers the hell out of me.
But this stuff on social media.
Yeah, if you want to depress yourself and be negative, be angry, go be my guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I rather celebrate goodness over evil. Wow. Okay.
And having been in public life for so long, you got to have a pretty thick skin, right?
Yeah. Also, let's focus on what's important.
Yeah.
Hope is so much better than being totally depressed. There's nothing to change, then why bother? Stay home and do your social media. That's pretty depressing.
Keyboard warriors is what we call them. There's a lot of keyboard warriors.
Go and enjoy the sun. Enjoy the beautiful leaves that are changing color. Come on.
Listen, some people will love this interview. Some people will hate this interview. They'll be keyboard warriors. But I say as well, after you finish watching this, you should do as you suggested and get out and enjoy the sunshine if it's sunny out. Okay, we have this thing that we do at the end called the uncensored rapid fire rounds.
Okay.
So we'll fire away. You want to go?
Okay. What's your favorite hidden gem in Toronto?
It's called Outer Harbor.
Outer Harbor.
Outer Harbor is where I rent a tiny spot for my kayak, and I go.
Hold everybody now.
Yeah. And you go out, especially now because no boats and jet ski around, and you watch the sun setting with the skyline. Now you can see it at Tommy Thompson Park. You can see it on the island. You can see it at different parts. Posen Dock appeared over there, but because I'm blessed enough that I could either take my paddleboard and my kayak, I go out there and watch the sunset with the skyline behind them. That's my hidden gem, the being able to be lucky enough to be out in the water.
Who was your toughest critic that made you better?
Oh, my mother. Bless her soul. She passed at an age of 94. She would watch TV and say, "Oh my God, you look terrible. What's wrong with this and that?" I said, "Mom, did you know what I was saying?" "No, it doesn't matter. You don't look good."
Yeah. Does it bother you?
No. But sometimes she's right.
Okay, how about this one then? Drake or The Weeknd?
Weekends.
Weeknd?
Yeah.
Really?
I gave a key to weekends, yes. I see the key.
Champagne Poppy's going to see this and not going to be too pleased. What do you miss most about Jack?
I think he would have loved playing with his grandkids.
Yeah.
The fact that his grandkids hadn't had time to play with Grandpa, I think it's hard. And sometimes I look at things that he wanted to do, like building the housing, opening Dhanraj. I thought, Jack would have loved to be here opening Dhanraj because that's what he believed in. That's what his book was all about. Or feeding kids. That's what he really wants. So I think I miss it. I miss him when I'm actually trying to get some of the things that we've been working on for 3 or 4 decades and being able to do some of it.
Last one, it can't be censored. So what's your favorite curse word?
My favorite
curse word.
Cuss. Do you cuss?
A lot.
Do you actually?
So what's your favorite?
See, this is Olivia Chow that we don't see in front of the camera. So
no, but my office staff sometimes see it. So they mostly hear it, sometimes behind a door that's closed, Okay, okay, my God, because I have an iPhone that actually talks to me. No, yes, I do. I do.
Is it very colorful? Is it like various curse words, or is it just like
It's your typical curse word. I just say it with enthusiasm and volume.
well, there you go.
Yeah, and with color.
There you go.
That you can hear it, with the door closed there.
Mayor Olivia Chow, I thought we were going to get an announcement that you were running again. We didn't get it today. No? That means you're going to have to put...
Someone asked for information and said that it's a year from now. I looked at my watch. Oh, I guess it is, eh?
Listen, we appreciate you doing this.
Thank you so
And I think that, what you said about Rob Ford and Jack Layton, how they had, they disagreed on things, but they were able to get along. That's what we want to do with this show. So we appreciate you coming on. And the audience that's watching this might disagree with you, but at least they're listening, right?
Absolutely. There's always common ground and finding it and working together. Back to what I said right in the beginning, stronger together. That's what I believe in.
Mayor Olivia Chow,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.